Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. Today we're going to be talking about Chat GPT. We wanted to cover this because we did have a title company come in at our office meeting earlier this month, and they chatted about it, but we weren't able to record that meeting. But we think this is a super useful tool to you guys, and I really do think that everyone should be using it. Since learning about it, I have used it just an absolute ton. So I thought it would be a good little video and resource for you guys to have. So I'm just going to jump right in. All right, I'll start by sharing my screen. Okay, so to get to Chat GPT, specifically the one that we're talking about today, you're going to go to openai.com, and that's going to bring you to this screen. And you can go down, or you can either click on Learn More about Chat GPT, that's right there, which will bring you to this page. And you can kind of see, I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff that they're going to offer. So you can kind of explore this website on your own and see what else they have to offer. But you can also just click Try on Web, and that is going to lead you to the chat openai.com. One suggestion that I do have for you guys is when you are signing up, it is a free platform, so you can sign up. I did have some issues signing up just with my email. It did work for me just fine when I signed in through Google. I don't know if that was like just a me thing, but I know that when I was trying to sign up, it had a problem for some reason when I just tried to use my email. But if I clicked the button that said log in with Google, it works just fine. Once you create your account, you will have to continue to log in the same way every time, otherwise it won't work. So because I created with Google, I have to click that button every time. Just so you guys know, like I said, I don't know if this is like an actual issue that they're having, or if this was just like when I tried it, it just wouldn't send me the text code. It was a little weird. So I just suggest signing in with Google. That seemed to work just fine for me. So this is the platform, and basically what Chat GPT is able to do is create almost like, I would say like almost like scripts for you guys to use. They can create social media content. It's not going to create the actual design, but it will create like descriptions for you. One thing to note about Chat GPT is their information only goes up to about 2 years ago. So I would say it starts in like 2021, I believe is what they said. So if you're writing a social media post for a new construction home, let's say, it might not have exactly accurate information. And that is something to be really aware of when you are using this platform. It is not like based in complete fact. You can ask it to give you, like why dogs are better than cats. And like it'll give you reasons, but it will also give just a little blurb that's saying, hey, this is opinionated. This isn't like something that I can, you can't say like this is exactly why they're better or whatever it's going to be. And just know that like when you are using it, you are going to want to go through and look at the content and make sure that you're editing anything out that is not correct, because it is very possible that it will give you some incorrect content. One of the things that I noticed is I had it write a post about like my parents' home, and it said something about having a deck attached to the primary bedroom, and my parents' house doesn't have a deck, not at least where it said it did. So that's just something to keep in mind when you are using this platform. Just make sure you're going through and editing everything. Hey, Isaac, real quick, can I give you admin privileges so that you can let people in?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Sorry, it's like getting really distracting.
No, all good. I got it.
Let me change this really quick. Okay, awesome. Back to it. Okay, so this is what you'll kind of come into, and you can see it does save a lot of your stuff. So you can see how much I have used it. Even in just like the past 7 days, I've used it just a ton. So it is a really, really useful tool for you guys. So we'll just jump right in. So let's talk about some things that you can use Chat GPT for. So one of the things that I think it has been at least the most helpful on my end is writing social media posts. So if I want to have a social media description, I can say, write a social media post about, and let's just say a new listing at 1302 North I Street, Tacoma, Washington. So now it's going to generate, and you can kind of watch it do it now. It's going to generate like a new listing social media post that, so it's going to use a ton of emojis. It's going to give you some hashtags at the end of it. And you can see like it's just going through. And obviously we know 1302 North I Street is our Tacoma office location. So we know, you know, cozy bedrooms and, you know, and here's what I'm talking about. It says master suite here. You're going to want to exchange that for primary suite. Stuff like that. That's where it's like getting it's not quite fully accurate, right? That's the kind of stuff you're going to want to look out for. That's the kind of stuff that, I mean, it might not be exactly what you need, but it's super easy. I mean, it just generated this whole thing for me. And all I have to do is change, you know, to primary suite. That's a huge step in the right direction, I think. And you can see, you know, it's got like some information about the office. And obviously, like I said, we know this is an office space that we're using it for, but it does write you a nice little blurb, which is really helpful, I think. For me personally, this would be too long to post on social media just because I think people aren't going to sit there and read the whole thing. So let's say I want to shorten it up a little bit. I can say shorten to 500 words and make into paragraphs because I don't want this bullet points. And oops, I guess if I spelled paragraphs right, that would be helpful. And let's see what it does. So you can see it's a little bit better. It's taken out like these bullet points and it changed the bullet points to a full paragraph. And it didn't look like it shortened it a little bit, but I did tell it to shorten
500 characters. Is that what you meant?
Yeah,
500
characters.
You wrote words.
So you can see that was my mistake, my bad. But you get what I'm saying is like it will do exactly what you tell it to do. So just be aware of that. The more descriptive you are, the better. Like just tell it exactly what you want it to do and it'll make it happen. So on social media posts, you can also write stuff about recruiting. So one of the things that I wrote the other day that you can see is why sellers should declutter. And you can see I wrote something for Franklin Home Team in here. So like there's a couple things that you can do. So before listing your home, decluttering is a must. And here are 5 reasons why you should declutter your home before listing. So that can be super helpful too if you are posting something that's not necessarily like a new listing or a sold or a pending post, but you want to talk about something like a seller tip or the steps to buying the home. That kind of stuff can also be generated through Chat GPT. You can also, on the social media side of things, give me a list of 30 real estate hashtags. And it's going to go through and give you 30 different hashtags that you can use on your real estate social media, right? So I think this is really helpful too, because sometimes it is hard to think of like all the different hashtags that you can use. And obviously you can go through these and kind of go, okay, well, my home's not like a luxury, it's not a luxury living home. It's more of an investment property. So you might use number 8, but not number 9. But this will just give you some really nice ideas on like what you can put in your social media post to maybe get it seen by some more people by using those different hashtags. Off the social media side of things, you can also write things like listing presentations or buying presentations. You can write client scripts and a whole bunch of other stuff. So let's tell it to write me a listing presentation, and we'll just say the same address for 1302 North I Street, Tacoma, Washington 9403. So now it's going to write more in like a script format, like in a document format. So we have the listing presentation for 1302, and it seems to be kind of cutting it into sections. So we have like our introduction, our property overview. We're talking about the exterior, the interior. So it's gonna kind of tell you everything about the home. If you wanted it to be more client-centric, you can totally do that. I'm just gonna wait for it to stop generating really quick. You can see it writes a whole lot. So that can also be helpful when you, I personally like to have them be a little bit longer, and then I can go through and edit them down myself. That's just me. If you want it to be a little bit shorter, you can totally tell it to shorten for you. If you want it to rewrite something similar, I can use the word rewrite to be client focused, and it'll do that for me. And so now it's kind of saying, instead of focusing more on the home, and you can see it decided to not split it into sections, so it doesn't have like outdoor space, neighborhood, conclusion. Instead, it's saying, hey, once inside, you're going to discover a spacious and inviting living area, and all this stuff that is going to be like pretty helpful for your clients. So you can also say something like, write me a listing presentation of why someone should use me as their real estate agent. All right. And there you go. So you can see in sections like experience with number of years, because it doesn't know how many number of years that you have in the real estate industry, right? So like that would be a section that you would want to go through and edit yourself. But it is splitting it up into here's the experience I have, here's my market knowledge, here's my client service, my negotiation skills, my marketing skills, all of that stuff that can be really helpful. And maybe you just want to use one of these sections or two or whatever it's going to be, but this is just a really good tool to help get you started. Isaac and I were talking earlier, and one of the things that he brought up to me was that it can also help you in having like difficult conversations with your clients. So you can say, write me a client script on why we need to drop the list price on their home. All right, let's see. All right, so like this is a really good line, I would think. Is I understand that it may be a sensitive topic, but please know that my goal is to help you achieve a successful sale at the best possible price. And then it's going to go on and talk about market conditions, comparable sales, the days on market, the competitive advantage you're going to have. So it can help you it can kind of guide you in a way to how you can approach those conversations with your clients, especially if you are, if you have been on the market for however long, and you do think it's time to talk to your clients about maybe dropping the list price of their home. This can help, again, get you started and push you to kind of consider some other things and maybe help them understand why you want to do that. Obviously, you guys are all intelligent real estate agents and probably could have these conversations by yourself, but I think this is a really good time-saving process that will help you, like, just, you know, save that extra time, go through and edit it, and maybe move on to get another listing, right? So just a good time saver.
Well, and I would say, like, it's not, they might have a way of saying something that that is better, right? Because like, let's like think about what Chat GPT really is. I mean, Chat GPT is just taking the internet and what it believes based off of the most you know, the most successful websites and posts and so on. It takes what it believes to be the best and spits that out as answers, right? So it's grabbing all the information from the internet and seeing what scripts are most used and most clicked on and so on. And that's how it's coming up with those original scripts. It's bits and pieces from everywhere else. And so anyways, it's like you're going to be getting like, it's like all the best information in one answer. And so anyways, my point in saying that is like, there's no, you can use it just to get like ideas, right? And just like, I don't know, I'm stuttering now. You just use it as like as a resource to help, to make sure there might be other ways of saying things to make sure you see those. So anyways, I'll shut up.
Well, no, that's perfect. And that gave me an idea when you were saying that you can also ask it for ideas. You don't necessarily have to say, write me something. So I can say, give me social media ideas with a real estate focus. And it's going to spit out, here are some, property showcase before and after, show some local market updates. So like, I mean, this has been somewhat helpful to me in this, just using it as an idea generator, basically. So it's telling me, you can do Q&A sessions and infographics behind the scenes, talk about DIY home projects, all sorts of stuff. I mean, it's spinning out at least 15 ideas that I can use on my social media. So that's also super helpful for you guys, is like coming up with some ideas that like maybe you didn't think of before, like, market updates in visual. So like using graphs and charts and maps to kind of show off what's changing in the market. So I think, this can be helpful for not only writing and giving you kind of an idea of where to get started, but also to actually spit out ideas that have worked. Like Isaac is saying, it's taking all the best information on the internet and it's compiling me a list of the things that work when you're talking about real estate and social media pages. So I think that's really important too. One of the things I think is also really helpful is its ability to read and respond. So if you weren't watching my screen, I went over and I selected and copied a Google review that we got. So I can say, respond to this review. And I'm just copying it or pasting it. And then it's going to spit out, okay, well, here's my response to that. And then you could go through and you could seriously just copy and paste this. Again, it likes to spit out really long stuff. And I think that's partially because I like the longer, and it's learning my tendencies. And I do like the longer posts because I have the ability to go through and edit. But again, you can go through and edit. So like, let's say, I just want this to be one paragraph. I can say shorten to one paragraph. And it'll do that. And there you go. Now you have a short little response to the review you just got. So I think that's really kind of a cool feature too, that it has the ability to read and respond. And you can see I didn't put in Isaac's name or Robin's name, but because it was in the original review as Robin, and then there's Isaac's name, it read that, spit it out and saying, hey, thanks, we greatly appreciate your kind words about the two of them, right? So that's really nice. And you can use that with emails as well. I actually had it respond earlier to my Tech Tuesday email. I was able to copy that email and was like, write me a response to this email, and it was able to do that as well. So its ability to read something that a client has sent you and then respond to it in a genuine and positive way. I know you had a story about that that Mackenzie had that was pretty cool too.
Yeah, she had my wife manages short-term rentals, and she had a situation where a cleaner had messed up, and then the lock ran out of batteries, so they couldn't get in for like 30 minutes. Anyways, it was just a negative experience for this tenant or guest staying at the Airbnb. And so she asked, she kind of explained the situation really briefly to Chat GPT and asked like, how do I write an empathetic response? But also ask the person like how do I write a response that says like, hey, so sorry this happened, and also like low key ask them not to write a bad review about us because that really hurts an Airbnb. And it wrote this like freaking killer of a like response saying like, thank you so much for staying with us. We're so sorry that this happened. We wanted to credit you your cleaning fee. We really hope you come again so we can, make this right. And anyways, it was really good. And then and the guests like responded like, oh, thank you for the thoughtful, message. And of course, I'm not going to write a bad review about, this Airbnb. It was super cool.
Yeah. So again, that like ability to read and respond, it definitely gives like a human element, and it does write like you are chatting with someone. It's not, and because Chat GPT will learn your tendencies and learn how you want it to sound, it will start to sound more like you. So I think that's also really good. I mean, it's always going to sound professional. One thing that Ticker, I believe was it Ticker Title that came in? I believe so. Whatever title company came and met with us at the beginning of the month. One thing that they said that I immediately went to try was, oh, if you want it to write in like an angry tone. But I found out that's not true. It will not write in an angry tone because, and if you tell it to, it'll come up with like a, I mean, it's not super like useful to you guys to write in an angry tone, but it'll come up with like a, oh no, I can only be positive or whatever. So ChatGPT is like super positive, super happy. So it's never going to be mad. Even if you get like a really just like, if you just found like a horrible review or something, it's going to respond in the most positive and empathetic way possible, which is kind of a bummer for me, but really good for you guys. One of the things that I did want to show you guys is the kind of, it's not Chat GPT that's integrated with Canva, but Canva has its own thing as well, which I think is really, really neat. I will tell you, it does only come with Canva Pro. So you can either try out Canva Pro and see if it's something that you want to continue using, or if you already have it, that's great. We use Canva Pro for all of our design needs. I use it every day. So I was really excited to get to try this, and it actually works really well. So I was super excited about it. So you can see I have a blank presentation here. And if I hit the back button, like the backslash button, it'll come up with this, but also you can just click over here where it says Magic Design. So what Magic Design is going to do is very similar to Chat GPT. The only difference is it is actually going to design you a presentation. It will only design up to 10 slides, but I think anything more than that kind of gets maybe a little excessive and repetitive, especially when we're talking to a client. So if I wanted to, why should someone use me as their real estate agent? And now it's going to take a second to create the presentation. And then it'll pop up with a bunch of templates that you are able to choose from. So give it just a second to load here. There we go. All right, so here are like a few templates that it's popped up with. So let's say, I like this one. Well, as your real estate agent, I am committed to providing you with exceptional service and helping you achieve your dreams of finding your perfect home. It's going to talk about your years of experience, in-depth market knowledge, your services, and you can always come through and change a little bit of this. So if I want to click create my presentation, all right, let's say I like that. I like this. Well, maybe I want to replace this with a picture of me. I don't have a picture of me, so let's just say this is me. Great. And I can just like adjust this picture real quick, and then boom, I could put my headshot in there so it can talk about my years of experience, right? Maybe I don't necessarily like the picture of this home, so I want to come to Elements and find something that's a little bit different. Maybe I like this picture better. Whatever it's going to be, it's a completely editable process, right? But it gave you the bare bones of what you need to create, like why someone should use you as their listing agent. I did play around with this quite a bit, and I definitely, or another one that would actually be really good. Why should I leave a review for my real estate agent? It does take a second, but I think it's definitely, oh, you didn't like that one. Okay, try again. I definitely used this earlier. Why? Sometimes just rephrasing. There you go. So sometimes even just that little rephrase that I did, instead of like, why should I leave a review for my real estate agent, changing it to why reviews are important to real estate agents was enough to get it to pull up a nice presentation and talk about the importance of reviews for real estate agents. So, you know, you can come through and so, okay, it's building trust and credibility, improving your online visibility, providing valuable feedback. So again, this is giving you the bare bones, and you can come through and change these, but you don't necessarily have to either, right? My favorite presentation to make, why Isaac should like dogs. It's going to make a whole presentation of why Isaac should like dogs. And if you didn't know this about Isaac, I'm sorry. Why Isaac should like dogs. Dogs are loyal, they're loving, they provide companionship, they improve mental health, reduce stress, and increase physical activity. So now it's going to talk about the benefits of having a dog. So if I wanted to really convince Isaac that he should get a dog, I could use this as why he should get a dog. So I just think that's a really cool way to be able to kind of integrate that Chat GPT idea with Canva, where you can design something that's pretty cool. Again, this is only available with Canva Pro. However, I do know that if you haven't used Canva Pro before, you do get, I think it's either 30 or 90 days free. So you can totally try it out for absolutely free and see if it's something that you're going to continue using. And if you are, then I would definitely suggest it. It's not very expensive to do either. So there's that as well.
What did you say? Did you already say what the price was?
No, I didn't, because we already have it, and I think it's like, I want to say it's like $12 a month, but please don't quote me.
Yeah, I think it is 12.
That is
Yeah,
wild.
Not very much.
That's so cheap.
Yeah, it's pretty cheap, and it's actually pretty cool, and you can do more. I'm sure you can do, like, you know, social media designs as well, and get some. There are some cool things that you can do with Magic Design. You can also do stuff with the docs section. It also has like a Magic Write, which is very similar to Chat GPT, where it is going to write out the entire thing for you. But I would say I've played around with both of them. Canva is still in its very beginning stages of that. And I would suggest just going over to Chat GPT and having it write what you want. Chat GPT does kind of, it's more integrated with the internet, so it can pull some information from the MLS, whereas like Canva cannot. So I think that's an important kind of switch too. If I wanted to write something specific to a home and maybe just have to change a couple of things here and there, I would use Chat GPT over Canva.
Yeah, I would think of Chat GPT like as like your creative assistant, you know. So again, I wouldn't use this. I wouldn't use Chat GPT for anything like factual, such as like facts, right? Or statistics. You're not using it to you're not using it to get answers to questions that you could Google, but you are using it to answer to help you with like things that you have like a creative block or you just can't get started on. So you know, scripts and marketing remarks and you know, social media posts. That's like, even though you're not going to just copy and paste likely what it says, if you think of it that way, like anytime you're posting something on social media, don't spend 30 minutes working on the post. Spend 5 minutes editing the post that Chat GPT made for you.
Yeah, and Nicole, since you're here, are you okay if I use your new listing as an example?
Sure.
All right. So all I'm going to do, and we can see her beautiful marketing remarks here, but all I'm going to do is take this address.
Oh,
and come over
I
here
use
and
Chat GPT for those marketing,
beautiful.
for those remarks.
So write a social media post about this address. So one of the things that it does that I don't particularly love is the inclusion of the address in the remarks. So you can always tell it to remove it, but you can see it's giving you like a couple of features. And then, so let's say I want it to fill in the bedroom. So let's see, we have 4 bedrooms and 2,642 square feet. 4 bedrooms, 2,462 square feet. That's all I write, right? 4 bedrooms, 2,462 square feet. And you can see from up here where it says spacious number of bedrooms, square footage, square feet. Now it says 4 bedrooms, 2,462 square feet. So even little stuff like that, that's a little edit that I can make really quickly and it does it for me. Remove address from post. There you go. Step into your dream home and span away instead of including the entire address. You know, it's just like little edits you can make that would be super helpful. And you can always take this, copy it, put it in like either a Word document, or if you're posting directly on social media, you can put it in the description and then just edit it right there. You don't necessarily have to use Chat GPT for your edits. You can edit it manually as well. To copy it, you're just going to click this little clipboard button. One thing I have noticed is if you select the whole thing and copy it, it does come up with like a black bar behind the words. So I just suggest copy it to the clipboard and you'll be able to post it or paste it directly how you want. Any questions I can answer? Awesome.
I think this was all good. Thanks, Rachel.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Again, we just wanted you guys to have this resource. We thought it was a really cool topic, and I think this is something that you guys can really get a lot of use out of. So
Definitely.
it should be pretty good. Yeah. All right.
Right on,
And
guys.
that's all I have.
Have a good day. See ya.
See you guys.
Bye.
Thank you.